Retired General Chiwenga chose not to attend the wedding of the son of Udawashe Tagwirei. Instead, the man chose to be productive on his farm. Yesterday, we saw Barakashes flouting the wedding of the son of Udawashe Tagwirei. Mnangagwa was the guest of honor. In that particular wedding, we saw a lot of Zukanandas and all individuals mentioned as the enemies of the state through the Blessed Keza Revolution, which is currently masterminded by Knox Chivero. This speak volumes of the tensions that exist within ZANU-PF. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Retired General Chiwenga is still avoiding Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa and also Zwigananda's. It was a Zwigananda's celebration yesterday as one of them, that is Gudawashe Tagwirei, who is also one of the contenders on the presidential race, though he has denied, but his actions speak volumes in that regard. All ZANU-PF members, all bootlickers of Mnangagwa, the likes of Themba Mliswa, and others attended the wedding, and we saw the pictures being paraded throughout yesterday. But there is one who did not attend that wedding. It is retired General Chiwenga. According to retired Lieutenant General Winston Sekauke Mabranga account on X, it wrote as follows. It says, on the day that criminal Gudawashe Tagwirei's son was married, an event that drew the cream of ZANU-PF's political and business establishment, General Constantino Chiwenga and Reserve Bank Governor John Mushayabanu were not in that marquee. They were at Chiwenga farm in Koromonzi. Some will call this coincidence. I call it a coordinates report. In military intelligence, we're taught that absence is never neutral. Where a man is tells you something. Where a man is not tells you everything. Criminal Tagwirei's wedding was not merely a family celebration. It was a demonstration of political gravity, a gathering designed to show who orbits whom. When the vice president of the Republic and the governor of the Reserve Bank are absent from that orbit, one of the two things has happened. Either they were not invited or they chose the farm. Both conclusions are extraordinary. If they were not invited, then the cartel has grown bold enough to exclude the second most powerful constitutional office in Zimbabwe from its social architecture. That is not a snap, that is a power map. If they chose the farm, then General Chiwenga is assembling something deliberately away from the noise, away from the champagne, away from the cameras. A productive farm, quiet land, trusted company in Koromonzi. Chiwenga farm is not just a farm. Under General Chiwenga's family directorship, it is a statement of self-sufficiency of a man who has decided he does not need criminal Tagwirei's table to eat. I have watched this theater for decades and I know what it looks like when men draw lines. The lines are being drawn. That is retired General Winston Sekauke Mapranka. So the absence of Chiwenga, definitely he was not present yesterday. And if you look at the information that has been posted by his wife, I'm tempted to also go there. She's the first one who started to release the pictures that indeed Chiwenga was not at the wedding. I never saw the pictures of General Chiwenga at the wedding of the son of Mudawashe Tagwirei. That is a strong statement. Now, she wrote the following. She says, okay, let me just try okay. She wrote the following, and she says, since from Chiwerai's farm yesterday, in future I will be explaining the farm to table concept. We are trying to put in place rather, how I think value addition, holistic approach to business, and treating business as an ecosystem helps. No, okay. She then wrote no music rights, and this is, she says she spent a lot of pictures. The other one, it's scenes from Chiwerai's farm yesterday. In future, I'll be explaining the farm to table concept. We're trying, I think it's the same also message that was put in place. Retired General Chiwenga with the governor of the Reserve Bank. There appears to be a lot that is happening at the farm of retired General Chiwenga. While others were dancing at the wedding, Chiwenga chose not to attend that wedding, but the who's and who's of ZANU-PF attended that wedding. If you look, Mnangagwa was there as the guest of honor. Almost all his ministers, they attended that particular wedding. Themba Mliso also attended. It was an extravagant wedding, so to speak, where wealth was displayed. And also something to note, the land that was actually already the son of Mudawashe Tagwirei was given gifts worth of millions. The land and money and the wedding, the environment where it was done, you could tell that millions were spent on that particular wedding. Artist, the who's and who artist in Zimbabwe were also part of that particular. It was a glamorous event, a display of wealth by Mudawashe Tagwirei, and we know that the Chiwenga faction has been actually launching a lot of missiles. So as retired Lieutenant General Winston Sikauke explains it, that the absence of Chiwenga at that particular gathering speaks volumes, especially if he was invited and chose not to attend that particular event. And also, if he was not invited, it still also speaks volumes, because we know what has been said between these actually factions. We know what has been actually spoken. So, in my view, you can sense this speak. You cannot, especially Mudawashe Tagwirei is the one that is funding ZANU-PF, is the one that is funding Emmerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa. Is one of the top tenderpreneurs in Zimbabwe that has made a lot of money and continues also to make a lot of money through the government of Emmerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa. So that man in ZANU-PF is known. He has been donating cars to Politburo members and to Central Committee members. He is someone in ZANU-PF who is actually respected by the system. As bad as it is, he is respected. So when his son has a wedding, definitely you expect all the government ministers, as we saw yesterday, not all, but most of the government ministers, most of the senior ZANU-PF officials to attend that particular event. But retired General Chiwenga chose not to attend. That was a statement. And it also means that he may not be comfortable to be at an event which is not a government event. We've seen him actually shunning those events that are not government events, not attending them at all. and preferring to attend also government events. And if it's him who address, sending a clear message about his political views regarding the current political situation in Zimbabwe. Indeed, it was a billionaires club, as well as also bootlickers of these billionaires, and a demonstration of the wealth that they loot day and night. And also a clear picture to Zimbabweans why Zimbabwe is actually poor. Everything was on point. Money was poured into that. I can actually attest to you. But Chiwenga not attending, that on its own speak volumes. It is a statement that is loud and clear to Zwikanandas. He would not actually be condemning them and attending their weddings, because these are the weddings that are actually sponsored through the money that is looted from the state coffers. The state coffers that are supposed to be benefiting the people of Zimbabwe, but that is not the order of the day, because ZANU-PF of Mnangagwa is aligning itself with these people called Zwikanandas, whom Knox Chivero has actually portrayed them as enemies of the state. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to subscribe. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Wakancubu Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast as I give you more. Let me love.